Is it just me, or is everything a subscription nowadays? That's exactly what we're going to talk about here on the Vibes by Clyde. To preview the vibes, I have three segments. The first one is Funny Vibes, where I'm going to talk about how subscriptions are stealing your money before you even get paid. Then I have some Gloomy Vibes, where I'm going to talk about how you need to cancel your subscription. And then I'm going to have some Boss Up Vibes, where I'm going to talk about how you need to get out of the trap so you don't have to worry about these subscriptions all the time, and they should not be causing you this much pain. All right, so first we're going to talk about how people are going to have subscription for wearing shoes eventually. As we all know, everything is a subscription, and that's the way we're going. That's where we're headed. Everything is going to be a subscription at one point or another. Okay, and we have a very funny segment of how this could be in real life coming to a future near you. Hey, maybe closer than we think. Hopefully not though. Okay, let's see what it is.
Hey, how's it going? I'm just getting these shoes.
Yeah, sure, no problem. That'll be $79.99 up front, then $10 a month.
What? They're shoes. There shouldn't be any monthly payments.
Well, we do have a payment plan.
No, I don't need a payment plan. I just want one-time purchase. That's all. Can I get it any cheaper?
I might be able to get you a discount.
Okay.
Do you have a bank account with us?
No. What?
Yeah, I don't mean to pause it, but hey, I've been to these stores where they try to get you to sign up for a bank account, or no, they try to get you to sign up for these credit cards everywhere. It's ridiculous. Also, they do have payment plans for everything also. When you go to a store, there are payment plans for almost everything. You try to buy something and they're like, "Hey, do you want to put this on a payment plan?" And I'm like, "No. No thanks." When you try to check out on, one of these websites, they try to set you up with a payment plan. And that's just gonna you're just paying extra money for no reason at that point. All right, so let's finish the video. I'm gonna let the man talk. Sorry about that.
The hell would I have a bank account with a shoe store?
I don't know.
You know what? I'm not gonna buy the shoes, but I will take this sweatshirt. Okay.
Yeah, okay, no problem, no problem. That will be about $15 every time you put it on.
What? How are you even gonna keep track of that?
Well, we have this new thing called AI.
Fine. Forget the
Pretty much-
sweatshirt. I'll just get the bag of chips here.
Okay, cool. That'll be free the first year, then $15 a year after that.
What do you mean free the first year? I'm gonna eat them now.
That's just how it is.
You know what? Just get rid of the chips. I'm not that hungry.
Sir, you're buying chips from a store that shouldn't be selling food. I know you're hungry.
Fine. I'll buy them.
Okay, great. So we do have a warranty plan if
Oh
you're interested.
Yeah. So that's a good example of exactly where our economy is heading. It's going to the dumpster. That's exactly where it's going. Because everybody you see nowadays, everybody wants you to get one of these subscriptions on everything that you buy, whatever you buy, they're trying to get money they're trying to squeeze as much money out of you as possible with every little thing you buy. So like you buy something that you think is going to be easy, something that's going to be good and useful. You find out there's an app and you got to pay $20 a month for it. And it's like, wait, I already paid for the thing. You mean I got to pay for the thing and more stuff for the thing? you know, that's where it gets egregious. All right. So, moving on to the next video. Now we have a video of, I'm sorry. Now we have a video of what it is like to try to cancel your subscriptions. Now, I mean, I don't know about you, but I hate these subscriptions. Okay. It is getting egregious. And as soon as you get paid, like they come and take your money ASAPidly. They don't care. They are like savages. All right, so we're going to see exactly how savagely these subscription websites can be, or these subscription platforms can be.
Give me that shit, nigga. No, give me that shit back.
I thought that was funny. I had to put that one in there because I think it's funny how you you have subscriptions that you forgot about, and then like all of a sudden it hits your bank account, and you're like, "What is going on here?" I just got paid, and y'all. It's like I think they like watching my bank account because like I don't even think it's like when you subscribe or like when it runs out. I'm trying to think that they just really be watching your pockets, you know. And as soon as your money cuts in, they're like, "Oh, this man got money now. Let's take it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it." All right, yeah. Um, so yeah, this is why you need to cancel your subscriptions. Okay, please cancel your subscription because they will take your money. Okay, don't fall for the free trials. Okay, all right. So it says yeah, they make it difficult to cancel. All right, I don't know if you've ever tried to cancel a subscription, but it can be the hardest thing ever. It's easy to sign up for, but it is hard to get out of there, you know, especially if it's something that you've been using for a long time, you know, and you don't even, let's say you just have the app for it, you never signed up for it on your computer. If you only signed up for something on the app, it's going to be impossible to find the how to cancel it. Most of the time you can't cancel some of these things unless you get on a laptop or a computer. So you're like, okay, I'll just cancel it next time I get on the computer. When's the next time you're on a computer? Nobody has really gets on computers every day like they used to. Now people are on their phones. So it's going to be hard for you to cancel that subscription if you only got to cancel it if you go to your computer. I mean, you could also do the thing where you put it for website mode, so you can do it for like uh, screen page mode, where you go to Google Chrome or you go to whatever your, Apple Safari, or you go to your Explorer. Nobody's using Explorer. But yeah, you go to that page, and then it acts like a website, and that's how you can do it. But even sometimes then it doesn't work, so you got to watch out for that. Um but yeah, they always have the free trial trick, you're trying to sign up for a free trial. Hey, 30 days free trial. And then after that, it's gonna be $29.99. I actually put that in my account. I actually put that in my what is it called? I actually put that in my phone. Like when I see that, I'm like, okay, I need to cancel a subscription on December 19th, 2025. Because if I don't, they are gonna charge my card. And I don't want it after that. I'm only here for the free stuff. I'm not here for like the real thing, because most of the time when you sign up for stuff, you really don't remember. You're really not using it that much. Maybe you signed up for a free trial so you can watch a movie that you thought was interesting. Maybe somebody told you about a movie or a TV show at your work, at your job, and you're like, okay, yeah, I want to watch it. What is that? Peacock? Okay, yeah, I'll sign up for Peacock so I can watch that show. You sign up for Peacock, you watch the show, then you forget you signed up for Peacock. you know, you subscribe to it for one show. You watch the show and you forgot to to cancel it. And it's a new website, so you're not familiar with it. And also, if they hit you with the, oh, you got to sign up, you got to get off of it with the computer, now you're really screwed. So yeah, that can really mess you up. And they also have like these guilt trips if after you try to cancel. You try to cancel, and then it's like, hey, are you sure you want to cancel? Are you sure they want to just pause your membership? Hey, also then they ask you for the discount. Hey, we can give you a discount, like why didn't y'all give me that earlier? Now y'all offering me a discount when I try to cancel? Why didn't y'all give me a discount before? Why am I all of a sudden cancel worthy? I mean, I'm sorry. Now why am I also all of a sudden why am I already all of a sudden discount worthy, So me being a loyal customer doesn't get me a discount, but if I try to leave, now I get a discount. Like you mess with my life right now, so yeah, and then they always do the little price increases, that come out of nowhere. They show up out of nowhere. You don't get any warning most of the time. Maybe you might see it on Instagram or Facebook. Hey, Netflix is raising the prices again, and then you forget about it, and then next thing you know, it's $2 or $3 more, and you're like, what is going on here? you know. But what I do is I am bad at this. What I do is I cancel my cards a lot. I cancel a lot of debit cards. I cancel my credit cards all the time. I'm constantly getting new debit cards, constantly getting new credit cards because I don't feel like going through and looking for how to cancel all this stuff. I sign up for something and I'm like, I don't even feel like unsubscribing. I don't even feel like because I forgot what else I signed up for. Maybe I signed up for one thing, but I forgot about the other two or three things I signed up for. And now they're ghosts. you know, they're phantom. It's taking my money away without me even thinking about it or looking at it. So that's what you really gotta think about. Like, how am I really gonna get these things to stop charging me? One thing I do is I cancel my cards all the time. I went to the bank one time and the teller was like, hey, it seems like you've canceled your cards a lot. Are you having a problem with our cards? I'm like, no, I just don't feel like canceling these memberships. But then after I said that, she ended up charging me for a new card. So what I had to start saying is I lost my card because I don't want to get that charged all the time. But even then, like they charge me what, like $15 to get a new debit card sometimes. So I'm like, okay, $15 to get a new debit card versus $35 to cancel, for all those things that I forgot to cancel. I'm gonna go with the $15, okay? And then I can sleep well knowing that there's no uh phantom money coming out of my account for something that I signed up for, 27 days ago and it's about due. So yeah, that's what I do. I don't know about you, but That's how I get out of it. But yeah, they always hit you with the resub though. It's always going to come there. Like, hey, are you sure you don't want to resubscribe? So, you know. All right, so that was it for funny vibes. Next is gloomy vibes. Let's get into some gloomy situations here. All right. For one thing, that one thing's for sure. There's no more cheap subscriptions. Okay, we all know this. There are no more cheap subscriptions anywhere. I mean, I don't know where you've been, but every time I see a subscription, it is expensive, and I'm like, what are you talking about? 19.99 for this? What are you talking about? Huh? Like everything has a subscription, and they're not cheap. It's like, I mean, before they used to try to get you with the, it's only $5.99 for this, $4.99 for that. Now subscriptions are like $25.99 for this, $19.99 for that, and it's like, what are you talking about? What happened to the cheap subscriptions? Bring back the cheap subscriptions, and that's what this lady is going to talk about here. She's going to talk about how there are no more cheap subscriptions anywhere. They done circled the wagon on us. Okay, they got us by the short hairs at this point, and we're just hanging. We can't do anything about it. They got us everywhere from every angle. What you gonna do? Nothing. It's only like two or three apps you can use. You got to use this app, that app, or this app, and they're all over $20. Which one do you want to use? Pick one. Pick one at this point. You don't have much of a choice. All right, so we're gonna see what she has to say about this. She's saying everything is a subscription, which we already know. All right, let's hear it.
Damn, do everything have to be $5.99, $6.99, $9.99, $17.99? Like I literally had to just cancel all these damn subscriptions I got. Like you can't get nothing for $2.99 no more. Nothing for free. 3 months free. Nothing. I just had to cancel Netflix. Netflix, they got me fucked up. $17.99. No, I don't even watch it. I'm watching Tubi for free. I just had to get rid of Cricket. I'm not even using my damn crafting machine like that. 9.99 done. What else I just had? I just had to delete two more. And the crazy thing about it is they make it so hard for you to cancel the subscription. It's easy as hell to buy it. So easy. But so hard to figure out, like if you don't remember your email address or something like that, you can't fucking cancel shit. Yo, I'm tired. Like right now, I'm trying to log into my Cricket account to cancel that because no. And it's so funny because when you do try to cancel, then they try to give it to you for cheaper. No, I don't want it, bitch.
Yeah, and that's true. She said $2.99. Now I don't remember too many $2.99 subscriptions, but I can see that happening. And it can those were nice. Okay. Also, when they had the subscriptions where it was actually cheap and you actually got a pretty really good deal with it, hey, we'll give you all these movies and TV shows, and also guess what? No ads. That was great. you know. And then they started to hit you with the bait and switch. you know. Um, but I think in general, like a lot of these apps, a lot of these big tech companies, they're all just consolidating into like a few. There's not that much competition, and it's hard to have competition with the internet. Now, when you walk, like it's a little easier when you have competition, with stores that you actually have to walk to and go to. But when you have like the internet, it's so easy to get everything in one place. You don't actually have to. Okay, like if you, okay, like if McDonald's has it's a monopoly in your city, like they have all the fast food places in your city. Okay, well you can go, maybe McDonald's a little bit far from you. Maybe you have a Chick-fil-A closer. Maybe you might go to Chick-fil-A before you go to McDonald's just because Chick-fil-A is closer. But on the internet, everything is at the same place. So you might as well do what you want, you know. But also, a lot of these companies are buying each other out. So there's little to no competition almost. What do you want to do if you want to get something to eat? You go to Uber Eats or DoorDash. What do you want to do if you want to watch a movie? You watch movies on Disney Plus or Netflix. you know like it's getting like that. And since Netflix just bought out HBO, or about to buy HBO, we're going to be totally screwed because best believe they're gonna raise the prices. And yeah, it's gonna be crazy. They're just gonna pass those. They're just gonna pass it on to you. It's not gonna make anything cheaper. When they have the monopoly over things, they have all the control to decide how much you pay because where else you gonna go? You ain't gonna go nowhere but here. you know? Now they can charge you for watching commercials. It's like, what are you doing? I could have just stayed it with what is it called? I could have just stayed with Comcast. What is it? Comcast used to do a thing where you watch TV, right? You can record the TV show, and then after you record the TV show, guess what? You can go back and watch the TV show and fast forward the commercials. You know, and I would say that's better than a lot of these subscriptions nowadays because now you can't fast forward the commercials. If you buy something for like, let's say you buy Netflix the cheap, the standard discount. I mean, you buy Netflix the standard one, and it comes with commercials. You can't fast forward those commercials. You just gotta watch those commercials. you know, at least with Camcash, you could fast forward those commercials. You can you didn't have to work. You can also watch things. You could put stuff on your watch list, so when it comes on, you know when it's going to come on. But that's I'm probably talking ancient to people that are younger than me. So but yeah, you might as well stay on cable though at this point. I mean, they're always going to find a way to finesse you, and I know that cable was a monopoly too. We only had what, Comcast and Dish, maybe DirecTV. Um, but they was also like dominating areas. So like if you lived in a certain area, Comcast didn't even go in that area. So if you live in a Comcast area, that's a Comcast area. You didn't have like Dish Network, you didn't have like DirecTV trying to impede on Comcast area. They kind of like divvied up the area like, hey, this is my spot, this is your spot, this is your spot, this is my spot. So everybody was kind of like in their own thing. So you didn't really have a way to get away from it. Like it was either Comcast or Comcast, So they was really hiking up the prices on us. So I don't know. I mean, at this point, everything is. I mean, everything comes back full circle eventually, though. We always come right back to where we started when it comes to what is it called? Capitalism. And I'm not saying capitalism is bad. I'm just saying that that's just how it works. You try to find a way out, they'll find a way back in. They'll find a way back in those pockets. Believe me. Then they have fees, and they give new customers the good deals, even though you've been there for a long time. All right, yeah. So, I mean, we've seen a lot of this. All right, the next video we're gonna watch is a video about how people are subscribing for printers. Okay, this is how ridiculous it's getting. It's just the subscriptions are out of control. All right, let's hear what she has to say.
This is my final straw. My final straw in capitalism. So the printer that I bought with money and the paper that I supply with it that costs money, the ink that I supply it with costs money, and the house that I have to plug it into, the Wi-Fi that I use to connect it to, the phone that I use to print said things to, that all cost money. I can't use the printer unless I have a subscription to it. You have to have a subscription to said printer to use the printer that I already bought with money. I know life is just a bunch of subscriptions. At this point, we subscribe to the air that we breathe. But a printer? $5 a month. $5 a month to print things that I already bought. The printer already bought. Printer paid for. Ink paid for. Paper paid for. Phone paid for. Wi-Fi paid for. Electricity paid for. Printer. Subscription. My last straw. This is it.
Yeah, I feel her pain too because I'll be mad if I bought something and yeah, to pay for it. I already paid for this thing. That's why I feel with my car a lot because I I live in a state where we have to pay property taxes, and I just did not foresee this. I was like, I paid for the car, okay? I paid for the gas for the car. I paid off the car. I paid for the insurance for the car. I paid to maintain the car. I paid to wash the car. you know, I I pay for everything for this car. And now you also want me to pay taxes for the car that I'm already paid for. I paid taxes on the car when I bought the car. I also pay taxes to the state when I get paid. I pay taxes for everything that I use for the car, and I still have to pay taxes for the car. Like after I own the car. I thought that was just every time I have to pay for my property taxes for my car, I just my ear there's probably steam coming out of my ears every time I see it. Cause I'm like, I mean, but hey, what's next? It says, What's next? They're gonna charge more for popular colors. Okay, you gotta pay more for red and blue. Okay, those are popular colors. I mean, you can use yellow. You know, you can use purple. Which one with purple? Use purple. But for red and blue, that's premium. You gotta pay extra for those colors. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but that's crazy though. And they're probably gonna try to put ads on there too. Imagine paying for ads and paying for, you know, all the updates. Hey, we just got a new update now. You got to pay for it so you can use it again. Like, this is the bad part about everything being electronic, because everything just gets too crazy. It gets ridiculous eventually. All right, now we're going to talk about how BMW has heated seats. You see it there? All right, how BMW is having heated seats in their cars. Now, I don't know if you've heard about this before. This is a pretty old story, but I'm going to hit back on it so I can give you my take. All right, so we have BMWs. They tried to make people pay for a feature that was already in the car. Let's hear it.
Believe it or not, BMW once tried to charge people a subscription to use their heated seats in a car they already bought. Sounds like a joke, but let me explain. In 2022, BMW rolled out a feature in some countries, like South Korea and the UK, where drivers had to pay about $18 a month or $180 a year to turn on their heated seats. The hardware was already installed in the car, but locked behind a paywall. The idea was part of BMW's Connected Drive Store, a system that lets them charge a monthly fee for digital features like heated steering wheels, adaptive cruise control, and even high beam assist. Drivers were furious. People called it microtransactions for your car and said BMW was nickel and diming customers after they'd already paid luxury prices.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy when I heard about that. I was like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "This can't be real." And then I Googled it and I was like, "Wow, that's real." I'm like, "What else can they possibly make you pay for?" And I don't think there's a line. There's not a line. I don't think there's a line anywhere. I think they eventually, if they can get away with it, I think they'll make you pay per ignition every time you turn this car on. That's going to be this amount of money for turning the car on. Every amount of miles you drive in the car that you already bought, you got to pay more for that. you know. Oh, you want to press the brakes? Hey, you got to pay some money to put some brakes to pay for, but to put your foot on those brakes. You know, I don't think there's a line. I really don't think there's a line, and I think the only line is humans. you know, I mean, I think the only line is us not buying it or paying for it. But even then, I mean, there's people that'll pay for anything. Okay, there's people who got money who don't care about what stuff costs. They're just like, whatever. But so it's what, $15 a month? I don't care. It's people out here who don't care about paying $15 a month. Is what I'm trying to say. All right, so, yeah, yeah, I think that's true. All right, yeah, but we won this time. All right, this time the customers won. I guess people didn't pay for it. People wasn't going for it, so it was like, okay, I guess we gotta run this back. Let's walk this one back. But I think it'll be back though. They just gotta find another way to monetize it, and then once they figure that out, they'll be like, okay, so what are people gonna pay for? Okay, so they won't pay for heated seats, but what else will they pay for? They already have people paying for what is it? That the radio in the car. But I mean that kind of makes sense though, because it's a decent service. But yeah, yeah, but where does it end though? Where does it really end? I don't think there's an end. I really don't. All right, so now we're gonna get into our boss up vibes. We made it to our last segment. All right, so this video is about how you need to get out of the trap. People call it the matrix. Get out the trap, man, because it'll get you. And once you get stuck in it, it's hard to get out. So you need to get out the trap. Let's hear what he has to say. Oh.
You have to figure out how to escape this 9-to-5 trap, dude. 9 to 5, 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 9 to 5. Look at all these people. Look at them. They're all trapped, living the same life. Everybody, cookie cutter. Look at the cars. Look, everybody's living the same cookie cutter life, dude. They're all clocking in at the same time, clocking out at the same time, making the same broke ass money, bro. How do you guys live like that? Look at this, millions, bro. Millions of people stuck in a rat race. Get out. This is not the way you're meant to live. Holy shit, wake up. Get out, no matter what it takes. Bro, what?
Hey, man, but no matter what it takes, you got to get out, man. Hey, I agree. And I can't say that I have any advice on how you can get out right now because, hey, I'm still trying to get out too. I still work my full-time job. This is just something I'm trying to get out the way. All right, but hey, I promise when I get out, I'm gonna hey, I'm gonna show it. Okay, but I'm definitely gonna pay for it if I can. I'm gonna get my piece of money out, but also I'm gonna make sure I provide a lot of good information. But I'm also gonna make sure I know what I'm talking about. Now if I don't know what I'm talking about, it'll be free. Like this, I don't know what I'm talking about. This free. All right. Anyway, yeah. Here we go. Yeah, we gotta boss up though. We need to boss up and get up out of this this 9 to 5 trap. Financial freedom is the goal. And subscriptions are costing you so much because you're consuming too much. If you're if you have all these subscriptions, you have all this time to watch all these movies, you have all the time to pay for, you know, what is it called? Xbox, PlayStation subscriptions for games and live and to go streaming on to go what is it called? Playing live on Xbox and PlayStation. If you got all this time, you need to use that time to try to boss up. You need to use some of that time to try to boss up. You need to cut out a slice and make sure you put some time into bossing up because hey, people who boss up, they don't care about these little subscriptions. Okay? Once you boss up, these little subscriptions won't bother you. It won't even matter to you. It'll be like pennies on the floor. Like, what is this? Another subscription? Okay. Also, you won't have time to engage in some of these things. You'll be so busy where you'll be like, you know what? I don't even have time to play a video game for 6 hours in a day. That's just a waste of time. You're gonna feel like you're wasting your time, and you're gonna feel like you need to be bossing up all the time. And yeah, yeah, it might seem expensive, but it's only because you haven't bossed up yet. And I haven't bossed up either, so that's why it's hard for me too. Okay, so yeah, that is the Vibes by Clyde, and please subscribe if you like the Vibes by Clyde.